Welcome back to the best Dominion cards list. This is part 15. Now we're getting up and up in the cards costing 5, ranks 31 to 22. Rank 31 is Cartographer from Hinterlands. We're now crossing the 50% line. Cartographer lost 7 ranks last time. This time it goes up 5 ranks with more than 7 percentage points better. It was voted 9 times above 70%. Cartographer is useful in all decks, maybe except big money decks. It reminds of Navigator, but hasn't the problem of being terminal, and you can choose for each card separately to discard or to put back. It also draws a card, although you often wish to top deck first and draw afterwards. Basically, it is a 4 times more powerful spy, except the attack of course. You can also compare it to Warehouse. While Warehouse only makes this turn better, you can use Cartographer to either prepare your next turn, mitigating draw luck, or to prepare the cards you want to draw with either a second Cartographer or any other card that draws card. So it combos very nice with many cards, especially cards that draw and are non-terminal, like Wishing Well and most importantly Scrying Pool, and is also not bad against strong top-decking attacks like Ghost Ship or Rebel, although you draw one card first. It's also decent in slogs where you can cycle through your deck faster and connect your good cards much more easily. With all the good points, Cartographer is still no good card for itself and has a high opportunity cost. It's just an addition to your deck and makes your deck stronger and more stable and is nearly never a dominating card on the board. Rank 30, Horn of Plenty from Cornucopia. Horn of Plenty is a little bit better than Cartographer and 3 ranks higher as last time, with over 3 percentage points better. It was voted 12 times above 70%. It would be 3 ranks lower in the unweighted ranking, so newer players definitely undervalue it. Horn of Plenty is one of the cards that are very hard to master. On average boards it's similar to Workshop and often too slow. But if you can build a decent engine with several different cards involved, and this is the hardest part, then Horn of Plenty is very powerful. With one Horn of Plenty and a good engine, the game can end in 3 turns. In the first turn, gain another Horn of Plenty. In turn 2, gain another 2 Horn of Plenties, and in turn 3 you can gain 4 provinces from the Horn of Plenties and buy at least a 5th province with the rest of your money, so that's basically game over. The problem is to build such an engine and prepare the mega turn before the opponent gets a big province lead. But even without a mega turn, Horn of Plenty is very useful, something that's often ignored. It has a high opportunity cost, but a non-terminal gainer that can't even be drawn dead can make a difference in an engine game where engine pieces are not that expensive. Rank 29, Jester from Cornucopia. Jester is 2 ranks worse than last time. It's the first card in this list which was voted on the first rank, but was also voted on 10% on the other side. It was voted 9 times above 70%. Jester is a very swingy attack. You can deal out curses, you can spam cobbers, but mainly it's a card which gains you good cards, especially if you're your opponent and you are going for the same strategy. If not, you have a really hard decision if you want that action card in your deck or give your opponent another free card. If you have a good running engine with any spy attack, like Scrying Pool, Jester is very good. And in 3 or more player games, Jester is even stronger, because you can gain multiple good cards per turn. The main reason this attack is ranked that low may be that you all take 2-player games into account, where it's very swingy. Jester Chapel is the 62nd best opening. Rank 28 Festival from the base set. Festival's 4 ranks lower than last time. It has a pretty low deviation for a middle-ranked card. The high agreement is proven by the fact that it's the first card in this list with no vote below 20%, and it has only 5 votes below 30%. It has 3 votes above 80%, and it would be 3 ranks higher in the unweighted ranking, so newer players overrate it. Festival is a simple card, and it's like a combined village, market or grand market without a draw. But the lack of draw is really the only but big downside of this card. Still, it's good in any engine, giving the money and actions and buys you need, and if you have draw up to cards like Watchtower or Library, it's really great. In any non-big money game, Festival is superior to Silver. Rank 27, Rebel from Prosperity. Rebel is 4 ranks higher than last time with nearly 5 percentage points better. It was voted 3 times below 20%, but all 3 votes were big outliers. In the unweighted rating, it would be 1 rank lower. The attack of Rebel may even be worse than a fortune teller, as it can't guarantee to hit. It's not a very good opener, especially with good treasures, but gets stronger and stronger in the late game. Rebel is stronger the more you play in one turn. If you build up a village smithy-like engine and need good drawing power, Rebel is the way to go, because if your opponent goes green too early, he gets bad hands regularly pretty soon and you may crush him. Your rebels can hit him even stronger than any other discarding attack because he has at best only 2 good cards in hand. But beware of Farming Village, which is a very effective counter. And if you don't need the drawing power, you can skip over Rebel, because 1 Rebel isn't that strong per se. Rank 26, Rebuild from Dark Ages. Here's the 5th best Dark Ages card in this list. It has also a pretty high deviation with 7 votes above 80% and 3 votes above 90%. I'm interested to hear your opinions on this card. I don't want to say too much personal opinions in this series, but I expect it to be much higher the next time, because it's a card which seems not so strong at first glance, but honestly it is. The big advantage of this card is that you can get guaranteed victory points and don't care that much about attacks. Rebuild lets you expand victory cards that aren't even in your hand and give also an additional action. Especially in non-shelter games, you can easily get 3 provinces out of your starting estates. If your opponent keeps on building, you can easily deplete the provinces if you trash them into more provinces. Alternatively, you can first try to deplete duchies and then trash them for provinces. That prevents your opponent with a good engine to catch up by buying duchies, while he fears buying provinces because of depleting this pile too fast. Chunking attacks are still good against it, as you won't draw rebuilds that often anymore, but the effect isn't so bad anymore, as you can just buy estates and expand them later. Discarding attacks can prevent you from buying duchies, but might even help you, as you can discard victory cards from your hand, which you would otherwise not have been able to expand. Also, rebuild combos with a lot of cards. In a deck full of tunnels, you get 1 gold per tunnel in your deck, and you only need your starting estates to get some of those. In a similar way, Feoda are great, as you can trash those for silver and just get a new Feodum. Rebuild profits a lot from sifters, as you don't need a big hand size, so Cellar, Warehouse and Wandering Minstrel will work well. Farmland is another victory card which is nice. If you're lucky to have 6 coins, just buy a farmland to profit from the remodel functionality, and then you can use Rebuild to remodel farmland itself to a province. Also, victory card gainers like Baron and Count work well, and also Trade Route will go up in value very fast while you profit from a thinner deck. But be careful. If a rebuild strategy doesn't work out because another strategy is faster and you are behind in points, you often have lost because you probably haven't enough money to buy provinces to catch up. Rank 25, Highway from Hinterlands. Highway is 2 percentage points better than last time, but still 1 rank worse. It has also no cards below 20% and would be 3 ranks higher in the unweighted ranking. Highway is highly dependent for supporter cards to make it useful. 1 vanilla Highway is really bad, and even worse than Market or Treasury. It's just a peddler, so basically only worth about 4 coins. It's similar to Bridge, but in fact it isn't. You can use it as a cantrip bridge, but most of the times that isn't worth it, because you need plus buy and either need a small deck to play multiples or big drawing power, what also means you need villages. So that is really slow. The only real combo is Highway Market in a small deck, but you can do things with Highway what would be very difficult with Bridge on the other side. It can combo nice with treasure benefit cards, so you can at best replace coppers with provinces. It's best made to use it with cards with a fixed cost in their card text, like Saboteur, Smugglers, Feast, Ironworks, Horn of Plenty, Altar, etc., to gain, or to trash, provinces with these cards. So while it can be worse than Market or Treasury, it can, like those cards, really shine in some situations. As Highway is good in small decks, Highway Chapel is on 45 of the best openings. Rank 24 Count from Dark Ages. It was really close between Highway and Count for rank 24. Count is the 4th best rated Dark Ages card. It has the 3rd highest deviation in this list, as it has 8 votes above 80%, but still some really low votes. Yeah, it was even voted last. In the unrated ranking, it would be 3 ranks better. Count is also a card which is really hard to grasp at first glance. The 9 different options are not so powerful for a card costing 5, but its flexibility makes it good. The free coin option lets you have either a horse trader's effect without a plus buy, or a mandarin, or let you gain a copper. If you use count as virtual money in an engine, then the mandarin effect is probably best, as you can put a village or another card you don't need back and save it for next turn. If you use count in alternate victory point cards games, gaining a copper is not really a disadvantage. The discarding option is probably the weakest, although you can choose it if you really don't need those 2 cards in hand or have a tunnel. If you open 5-2, the trash your hand option can be really powerful, and is similar to a 5-2 with a trading post on the board. Keep in mind that putting back a copper is mostly worse than gaining a copper if you want to trash starting cards with it. But mostly you want to save a card for next turn if you want to choose that option. Discarding 2 cards is here mostly the weakest option too, unless you really want to use count to only trash 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Gaining duchies is of course really powerful with Duke, as the name suggests, and Silk Road and Ill-Gotten Gains or Real Build, and can be pretty strong in the endgame while you're duchy dancing. Although a terminal gold seems to be more powerful, think it through. If you end up buying a duchy anyways, you wasted 2 coins. So all in all, not a particular power card, but can be very good on a 5-2 in alternate victory point card games, especially Duke, and most endgame scenarios. Rank 23 Catacombs from Dark Ages. And Catacombs is the 3rd best Dark Ages card in this list. It has a pretty low deviation for a Dark Ages card with no votes above 80% and only 2 lower votes. It would be 4 ranks lower in the unweighted ranking. Catacombs is no complicated card. It combines the strengths of Smithy and Oracle into one card, making it a very good card draw for big money as well as for engines, and is therefore a very good and solid card overall. The on trash effect is a very nice bonus. You probably won't trigger it by yourself, as often you can't get a duchy out of it, and also there really needs to be good targets for this to be worth it to trash by a trash for benefit card. But it can be really nice with procession, as you will draw 6 cards and get another procession for free. But most of the times it's just a really good defense against trashing attacks, like Knights or Swindler, especially if you can replace it with a Smithy instead. Rank 22 Bazaar from Seaside. Bazaar is 1 rank better than last time and has a really low deviation. The last card with a lower deviation on this list was Mandarin 51. So it has only 2 votes below 30%, but no extraordinary high votes. It was only voted above 80% twice. It would be 2 ranks lower in the unweighted ranking. Bazaar is a village with an additional coin. At first glance, a village for 5 looks really expensive. But if you see it as a cantrip money plus bonus card like Market, the additional action is really one of the best bonuses. Especially in engines, virtual money is pretty handy, and more bazaars help you to get easily even more bazaars. Not much more to say about this vanilla card. Uncommon for a village, Bazaar has a very high opening with Bazaar Chapel on 22. That was it again, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate all comments to get more discussion about this. So tune in next time when we're still waiting for 2 Dark Ages cards. So until then, bye. See you next time.